the IEP meeting that went sideways. Hey there. Welcome back to Special Educators Resource Room podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer from Positively Learning. Today, we're going to have a little heart to heart. We're going to be talking about that meeting that went sideways. Because if you've been in this field longer than a minute, you've probably experienced one of those meetings. You know what I mean? The kind where nothing goes how you planned, emotions run high, and they leave you questioning what just happened. Maybe you even replay it in your head all night. Been there. So in today's episode, I want to do 3 things. I want to talk about what actually happens when meetings go off the rails. I want to share some simple ways to prevent that from happening again. And most importantly, I want to remind you that one meeting does not define you. Let's jump in. What does sideways even mean? So let's normalize this a bit, because sideways can look different depending on the day. Sometimes it can be a caregiver or parent who feels blindsided, even when you thought you had communicated clearly. Sometimes it's a teammate who contradicts something you just said in front of the whole IEP meeting table. And sometimes it's admin who shows up late or not at all, or a service provider who's unprepared, or the technology fails, or the whole thing derails because someone reads the wrong version of the IEP. And sometimes you might not be your best self in that meeting. You are human. We all are. When a meeting goes sideways, it's usually a combination of unmet expectations, lack of clarity or communication, a mismatch between people's emotions and the tone of the meeting. It's messy, but it doesn't mean you did something wrong. It just means we've got room to reflect and grow. So that brings us to the next part. 3 things I've learned the hard way. So let me tell you, one of my biggest growth as a special educator came after the IEP meetings that went off track. Here are the 3 things I wish I could have told myself earlier. Number 1, the meeting begins before the meeting. You probably heard this before, but it's worth repeating. There should be no surprises at the IEP meeting table. This meeting should not be the first time a family hears about a concern or a proposed change. So send home that pre-meeting summary. Offer to talk through the draft beforehand and keep the language clear, respectful, and collaborative. It's not about getting someone to agree. It's about helping everyone feel informed. What else have I learned? That not everyone knows their role, and it shows. I've learned to over-communicate with the team ahead of time. If I'm asking a service provider to share data, I'm going to email that reminder. I'm not trying to do that in a bossy way. I just want to go over what the meeting will cover. I'm just connecting the dots. The third thing I have learned from attending meetings that have gone sideways is that you need a reset strategy in your back pocket because a meeting may start to spiral. You want a few go-to phrases that are going to help pause and reset the tone. Let's practice them. Number 1, try this. Let's take a moment to clarify what we're each saying. Here's another one. It sounds like we may be approaching this from different perspectives. Let's break it down. And here's one more. Would it be helpful to take a short break and come back in 5 minutes? Now, I admit, I've never actually used that one, but wouldn't that be so nice? Sometimes the best move is just to pause the meeting. Now let's move on to what to do after an IEP meeting has gone sideways. So what if it's already happened? The meeting did not go well, and now you keep replaying everything. Here is your post-meeting checklist. Number 1, document neutrally. Summarize what happened with facts, not emotion. Number 2, communicate follow-up steps. Send a quick recap with any promised action items. Number 3, debrief. Can you debrief with somebody like a mentor or admin? I don't want you to carry this stress alone. And number 4, take care of yourself. seriously. Even a 10-minute walk, quick stretch, water, a favorite podcast, anything you can do to help shake it off. If you are feeling that shame spiral kick in, I've got you. Please remind yourself, one meeting does not define your work. You are showing up, you are learning, and you're doing the best you can with what you've been given. IEP meetings are part of our job, but they're not always going to be predictable, and they're definitely not always smooth. But each meeting is a chance to connect, to clarify, to collaborate, even when they feel hard. So if you've had a meeting that felt like a total mess, you are not alone. Learn what you can from it and then let it go. And if you are heading into your next IEP meeting soon, take a deep breath. You've got this. If you'd like a little extra prep support, I've got the resources for you. It's inside the big Special Educators Resource Room bundle. Has everything to do from before, during, and after your next IEP meeting. I will link it in the show notes. I'll also put a link to a Google form where we're collecting questions and topic suggestions for future episodes. I can't wait to read them. Thank you for being here and for doing this hard, important work. I'll talk to you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions.